Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Fast4. I'm recording this on Monday, March 2nd. Again, this is loosely based on a shortened tennis scoring format where you play best of four. I pick four items that I feel like is interesting. And since it's been a few weeks since I recorded one of these, I might do a fifth and call it a tiebreaker. So let's get started. Before we continue, hit that like button, subscribe, comment, share this with your friends. It helps the channel. You can support us on Buy Me a Coffee, put a QR code here on the screen. Audio will be available wherever you get your podcasts. Now back to the pod. Indian Wells. The start of the Sunshine Double starts, I think, qualies today, with the main draw happening, I think, tomorrow or Wednesday. So a lot of cool stuff happening out there in the desert. Looking forward to the second half of the Sunshine Double. Being able to go down to Miami and see some pros play, probably towards the third week of March. We'll head down there and check it out. Already some changes over the weekend, some wild cards. You'll see Gael Monfils, Zhang, Jadar, Martin Dam, Venus Williams, Sloane Stevens, Andreescu, Jennifer Brady, Alicia Parks. All wild cards getting into the beginning of the Sunshine Double. There's a few pullouts as of Sunday, right? So a little changing, shuffling of the chairs on the Titanic, so to speak. We'll see what happens. I know there was a little bit of thing happen over the weekend, prevented people from leaving the Middle East, Saudi Arabia. I don't know if that affects some of these people, but interesting to see what happens there. Let's talk about who will be defending their championship. So last year the men's was Jack Draper, who took out Holger Rune in basically 2-2. Holger still, he's still injured. There's been videos out there of him hitting, but he's obviously not match ready. Draper just came back recently from an injury, so we'll see how well he does there. On the women's side, Mira Andreeva took out Sabalenka last year in 3 sets. Mira hasn't been as dominant in the last few tournaments, so we'll see what happens. So interesting stuff going into Indian Wells. And if you didn't catch this over the weekend, find it, I don't know if on Twitch or find it on Twitter or X. But Taylor Fritz basically gave a TED Talk on tennis while gaming, which was awesome. He talked about how this is the first time that they're moving to the Dunlop balls versus the old pen balls, and how crappy pen is, and how much livelier Dunlop balls can be. He also gave a really deep dive into technical about the conditions on the ground, like during the day because it's a desert, and how it's colder in the evening, and how the ball travels through the air. Really interesting stuff. Gave his 2 cents on some of the competition out there. So look for that if you are curious. But cool stuff from Taylor Fritz, breaking it down for the normies, if you will. Going back a little bit, there was a Delray tournament. It's a 250 that happened maybe a week or two ago. I was thinking of going because it's just on the other side of the state, but I felt like the prices were a little high, and my suspicions were about the same. I mean, I was seeing posts like this on Twitter where stadium looked pretty empty, but then like really high fees to get into this tournament. I get that the lineup was really good this year. There was almost all the top American men were in the draw. I know there's only 2 courts, basically a stadium court and a court 1, but it seems a little crazy to spend well over $100 for just to see 1 or 2 matches, and for me to drive all the way to the other side of the state. If I lived in the area and it was super close, maybe, but it just seemed a little crazy for me. Anyone out there go think the same thing? Anyone in the Florida area go to Delray? Did you think it was worth it? Pickleball. If you remember who Jim Brewer is, this rant was hilarious. Go find it on Instagram. In a nutshell, he details how a fight broke out in pickleball. People just got crazy and got into a fight. And a couple arrested. Now we're talking felony charges for pickleball. I think pickleball has just gone out of control. I think he calls it here fairy tennis. Yes, fairy tennis. I didn't call it that. Jim Brewer called it that. It's freaking hilarious. Go check that out. And his whole point is pickleball isn't a contact sport. If you're going to play hockey, you're going to play football, there might be some bumps and bruises, but not in pickleball. No one should be fighting over pickleball. So I thought that was funny. Interesting take. Love it. Alex Eala, biggest tennis star on the scene right now? I think so. These are some pictures from her in the Nike headquarters. Obviously, she signed up for Nike as a sponsor. So, like I said, Eala is seated going into Indian Wells. I think she is the 31st seed, so she gets a bye. And here is a image of just a practice on Sunday. Looks pretty full. So Filipinos are excited to see one of their own doing well here. For my fifth item, and this is going to be my tiebreaker because I went over 4. I think right now we're on Serena William watch. When will she be back? She has finally, we talked about this where she was eligible as of February 22nd to be on the tour. She's been on the doping protocol for a few months now. And I guess the question is, when does she come back? And I know I had previously said it was probably going to be doubles by the end of the year with her sister. But again, is it worth going through the doping protocols just for a doubles match? So when is she coming back for singles? That's the question. When is she coming back for singles? Alicia Parks did reveal that she did have a practice session with her not too long ago. I think we're going about a month ago at this point. And she did finally release a video of that practice, just a quick 20-second video. So interesting stuff there. So like I said, we're on Serena watch when she comes back to the tour. We are all excited about Eala. Us Filipinos are excited about Eala, and we are excited to see what happens at Indian Wells coming up. So that's all I've got for now, guys. Again, looking forward to some more pro tennis happening. If you enjoy this content, please give me a comment, like, share, subscribe, and hopefully we get a podcast out soon. Catch you later.